Hello, welcome to Record Time. Record Time is a weekly Akashic experience where we explore simple and mysterious themes through the lens of the Akashic Records. Really happy to be here with you. I am feeling that this week's share message from the records will be relatively brief. So I'm excited to just dive into it. Very simply, they're saying, what do you know that you aren't telling yourself? What do you know that you aren't telling yourself? We could end right here. But we'll spend a couple more minutes kind of feeling into this. But I invite you to pause. If you want to pause and just let that do its work, then do that. And maybe just by hearing that question, something became clear. So what they're inviting with this is permission to let yourself know what you know. And it's really just like an invitation to slice through all of the doubt and uncertainty and cut through to what you know to be true for you. And some things that might be happening when you already know the answer, what's true for you, when you already know what's true for you, some things that might be happening are you asking everyone you know the same question? Are you asking everyone outside of you, everything outside of you, what to do? Are you asking your family, all of your friends, your tarot deck, your cat, your partner? Like, are you asking everybody about the same thing? Are you talking about the same thing a lot? Are you seeking counsel? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That is a really helpful way to kind of attune to our own sense of clarity, either by having someone mirror what we know and repeat it back to us, reflect it back to us, or to kind of like bump up against another perspective where we can then feel like, oh, that actually isn't true. Now that I hear someone saying that, that doesn't feel good to me. So super powerful stuff. And if you're doing that a lot, it might be worthwhile to ask yourself, do I already know? What do I know? Do I already know what's true around this? And am I in a way stalling or hesitating to let myself hear what's true for me? So that's kind of, and it's like, it might be a confronting invitation where it's like, what is it that's causing you to hesitate when you already know? And that might be tender, right? Maybe it's simply that you've never done that. Maybe you've never let yourself be the one to declare what's true for you, even to yourself. And that's kind of the context that we're feeling into this invitation within, which is like, can you just say what's true just to yourself? Can you just let yourself in? Can you stop hiding what you know from yourself? This isn't about taking action on it or declaring it out loud. Maybe that's part of it for you, but perhaps not, and that's okay. But what is there underneath it? What would it be like to just be with what you know to be true? Again, yeah, it's not about declaring it to anyone but yourself. It's just, what would it feel like? What would it be like to stop hiding what you know from yourself? that sometimes takes a lot of energy to bar ourselves from our own truth. And so what would it feel like to just let yourself in on what you already know? To cut through, again, the uncertainty, the doubt, whatever the hesitation is, and to just say, yeah, I already know. There's a sense that there would be a lot of relief in that, potentially. And really what the essence of this is about is, again, it's not about doing something about it or being like, well, if I tell myself what I know, if I let myself know what I know, then I have to do something. And maybe that's what the hesitation is like, I don't want to have to do something about it. So I'm just going to act like I don't know or convince myself that I don't know when I actually do. And so if you just take the burden of having to do something about it off of yourself and just let yourself know, that's what this is about. The essence of this is not about action. It's about letting yourself experience the validity of what you know. Letting yourself experience your own wisdom as valid, just for yourself. It's not for anyone else. It's not a burden. It's not requiring you to do something. It's not a declaration. It's not a performance. It's simply resting into the experience of validating yourself. I know what's true for me. So that's the invitation today. What do you know to be true for you? And I'm so curious how this might land for you. Maybe there's a moment of clarity that you feel called to share. And if you want to keep it just to yourself, I encourage you to keep it just to yourself. But if there's anything about this, if this sparked something in you, I'd love to hear from you. So as always, you're welcome to leave a comment on this video or to send me a message on my website. I'd be curious to know how this lands for you. Okay, and until next time, I'm wishing you well. Namaste.